Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle 14. And I am here doing a new review of Power Book Number 2, Ghost, Season 1, Episode 6, the episode of Good versus Evil. This is my first time doing a Power review. I have been watching Power on and off, but I haven't caught up to it. And I would say since I've been on the YouTube platform and monetized now and everything, I said let me try to add some more views of my show so I can get more ranges. And I would say let me do Power. Power is one of the popular shows. It's very people love that show. So let me try and review it. I don't know how I'm gonna do these reviews. It's like that. So I might try and do more conversational or just more recap or review. But let's jump right into it and see how this goes. Alright? This is my first one. So I learned from this one and then gonna move on from that. Okay. So we know that Davis and Sax is working together, low key working together, and trying to get Tasha out so they could get Tariq, the real person, behind bars. So Sax want to arrest Tariq. He wants him, Tariq, but they working together and try to help Davis' clients out and say that she's not the queen pin and get her out and try to go for a mistrial basically, so she could walk. But Sax' goal is to get Tariq, the real person. So that's what he's trying to do. It. He working with the devil to try and get the thing. But I don't know if Davis is devil or good. So we don't know. That's what they titled this episode "Good versus Evil" because it's people are genuinely fundamentally good or they are fundamentally evil. And that boss it ties in into the classroom. Tyreek had a classroom with the teacher. I think her name's Carrie. I'm gonna go with Carrie. That's what came to my mind. Teacher Carrie, and they would talk about Loebs and Hobbes about the fundamental good and evil debate, and it was interesting because I think I probably read a book about that or something about that. But people are genuinely when they born, they innately are good people. But what turned them evil is something. And sometimes I can make an argument that some people are born just straight evil. Like you just don't know. We haven't raised them up that way, all that stuff. They don't know. So the topic of discussion is: do you think people are fundamentally good versus fundamentally evil? And it could be learned behavior. Evil person could turn good, or a good person could be evil. You don't know. So it's a debate that could go both ways. How you view things, how you grow up, and how you have this type of viewpoint. Whether you go along both sides, whether you in the middle, think that people are both good and evil. But I found out that was an interesting topic they were discussing. Now, on the flip side, all right, no, that's that. Now, Tyreek went to go see Lauren because, this is a little romance going on, brewing between Lauren and Tyreek. So he went there, he wanted to drop off to something that she left at the classroom. And he came over there and they talk about a little bit things. But as they was getting hot and heavy, getting close together, her boyfriend came to the door. And the boyfriend saw Tyreek, called him the wrong name, called him Jamal. I said, his name, known him Jamal. And walked out of it and see how they go because they wanted to get close to kissing. So we will see how that goes with him and Lauren because that's being hot and heavy. At the same time, him and Diana is getting close. So we see the parallelism that they are trying to mimic. His Tyreek too was his father, which is always like that. Mostly in society, is that you usually mimic the person you may have a main issue with or who hasn't been there for you. Like you so hell bent to being mad at the person and running away, you actually become the person. So it's like the show is like preparing us that Tyreek is like the next ghost. And with the Diana and then Lauren, like Lauren being like the what's that lady name? Well, Diana's being Natasha, and Lauren's being the Spanish chick. I forgot her name. It is what it is. And that's that. So we move on from there, and Davis and Sachs is working on getting jury selection, so they could work hand in hand, finding a perfect match of jurors that will fulfill both needs. Working on getting a mistrial, but at the same time getting Tyreek the real killer behind bars. So the judge was like, "Be civilized, y'all. She know how this goes." But when the jury selection came about, they was all both good, and she was like, "Okay, that surprisingly went took over too well." And that's that. They picked the jury selection. They ain't had no rebuttals. There was no arguments. It was nothing like that. That's that. David's partner Paula was like, "Hold up, it seems like you trying to go to mistrial here." And he said, "Well, are you trying to win?" He said, "Well, mistrial is like a win in my book." But she said, "Usually you just like to win. You never do mistrial. So what brought this about?" He said, "No, just don't get it twisted. It is what it is. We trying to get what I need to do. My client needs to walk, and that's what I'm here to do. Make her walk." Now, Sachs is trying to talk to the witness that was in jail, Francis Johnson, and trying to get him to flip, to say the truth, to snitch basically. And you know how they are. They say, "I'm not snitching, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that." So Davis came and offered, they say, "Listen, it's a deal. Go with the deal, play along with this. I make sure you'll walk and everything. And I make sure he will go along there if you go along with this." Basically, it's a transaction deal. I don't know implication, but basically, he had to show up, say the answers that he needs to say, invest in stability, and then he will actually walk. So it's like a immunity deal. It's like he gonna get out. Whatever he say, he gonna get out, and the deal is he will leave after his testimony. And that's exactly how it was. Leave out his testimony. So he gonna go along with the plan, and he gonna walk based on what he gives. All right. So I just trying to get his connection pinned on his connection with Tyreek and all the other people. Is what it is. Now David and Paula did talk to Tasha about that, and she was like, Francis Johnson's and all that stuff going on, and then she got a little suspicious when they left me saying, "Don't worry about it. You don't understand. Trust me," all that stuff. And she was like, "What?" Like, cause she know Francis Johnson's kind of connected somewhere, shape or form, to what's going on. But she just want to know what's the angle coming from. Like she's nervous. She's what's going on. That's that. Now, back with Sachs. Sachs talked to his niece Riley and try to say, "Listen, back off dating this Braden. Like he's trouble. He's connected to us. It's come on. We don't know on this issue, this heat. Leave him alone. Tyreek is trouble. This Braden going to connect with him. He's going to be part of the deal. Leave it alone." Also, at the same time, try and get her to get some snooping information because, the episode 5, he recorded Tyreek, and that's admissible in court because you can't record him in a sign of grief in a grave site, according to a confession, a legal confession. So I guess he's trying to get more information, but he showed back off. She said, "No, I'm not stopping dating Braden. It is what it is. You just fall back because that's not happening." She will continue to see Braden. She likes him, all that stuff. Now I don't know if she genuinely really likes him or she just doing that to be a little close. But it seems like she's going what she needs to do, and she gonna genuinely love what she do, and how she gonna keep doing it, and she can reap the benefits of being with Braden. So that's that. And at the same time, he get his partner Steven to get the deal in plan, and hopefully they will prepare that boy Francis Johnson to say whatever he need to say and benefit for them, so they could get what they need to get. Okay, but that didn't really happen. So how it happened is he was in court. He said what he had to say. He said he had no knowledge of Tasha being Amy Queen Penn. He haven't heard anybody. All he knows that she's the wife of James St. Patrick Ghost and all that stuff. Anything else, but he did know he helped Tyreek. He was lost somewhere. He gave him help, all that stuff, and move on from there. And Sachs was upset because he not giving answers that he want him to give. And he said, "Look, we rehearsed this deal. Like this is this. We rehearsed this thing. I rehearsed the testimony, all that stuff. Gave you the deal." He said, "Well, you gave me a transaction deal, so I'm gonna walk around and know what." I said, "Oh, okay." And Steven, his partner, was like upset in the crowd. Was like, "What is going on? Like, what? He gonna walk, and now we can't do anything about that? Gosh, and you didn't get that." And so Sachs like, he gonna work it out. He gonna handle this Because now he got a blow by him because I guess David prepared him well enough to so he take the deal to kind of double cross Sachs, but still walk. So he could help get this mistrial going on. So I was like, all right, we'll see how that goes. Now, Monet. Monet is upset about what happened at the party and also upset about somebody sleeping in someone's bed. Technically it was Drew, but Kane overheard everything, thought it was Diana sleeping with Tyreek, and he get upset about that. But it wasn't Diana. Diana didn't sleep with him, but she is feeling Tyreek, but she didn't sleep with him. Your boy, your brother Drew was the one who sleep with somebody who's a down low type of brother. So Monet said, we gotta get out. I need to get you here, y'all too. We gonna do stuff with this prize, bag it up, count money on stuff. We gotta do this. And Kane was upset a little bit. He was like, what's going on? This how it is. What? He was ear hustling and listening to everything going on. Told Kane, gotta stay put. I got stuff to do with you. I need to take these two and everything's the business. We gonna do. I know how to run things. Kane is questioning his mom, how she's running things, and it's not good. Well, and him, according to him, he thinks that she's not running it a good tight shit, and she just doing how she's doing, and she's not doing it correctly. But she said it's her business, what she's gonna do. She know what she's doing, and she gonna do how she gonna do it. So she took Diana and Drew to this stash house. Diana had to count the money, tally up the money, and put it together. Drew had to bag up the products. Now, she asked them to get their phones. And she left the phones right next to them. I said, if you go take the phones, you should have just took the phones with you. But she put it right there to see if they were going to take the bait. And I know what Monet was doing. She took the phones and put it right there and said, okay, next thing they're going to catch the bait, take the bait. I thought she was going to have that person that she was with watch them while they was doing it. But no, she took the person with him, the bodyguard, and had them there. Now, all this time they was talking, they doing the products, Drew's phone just kept going off. His phone keep going off, he keep going off. I said, who is blowing this guy boy phone up? And to find out it was Everett. That's the DL boy who just shunned Drew last episode because he found out that Drew and Zeke are cousins. And they ain't both Zeke and Everett is in the same basketball team, and he want to go pro, and he is scared that it's going to come out, and then Zeke talks, there's going to be a problem. So he just basically played Drew. And I said, Drew, if you're supposed to be a smart one, you should have known how this goes by. How this goes. Like, the DLs are more problematic than you think it is. So, or whatever. So everyone came on the phone, came miss calls, text and everything. Drew took the bait. He saw it. He said he gotta go and all that stuff. Diane said, "No, you can't. Ma told us to do this. You gotta stay here." Who's there? It's like, listen, Ma told us to do this. Now before that, Drew asked. No, Kane asked Drew and Diane, "What's going on?" Kane automatically think that Diana was sleeping with Tyreek and said, "No, I did not do that." All that stuff. Now Drew said, "Some people, I know how to keep a secret. I know how to keep my mouth shut." Kind of alluding. It made Kane think that it was something going on with those two, which just didn't that happen. And I said, come on, Drew. But let it go. And they move on from that part. Now, Kane went to do something what he needed to do. I'll talk about him next. But Drew took the bait and he went. He went to see Everett. Went to see Everett, and Everett said he was scared. He didn't like to be lied to because you did not tell me Zeke is your cousin and everything. He said that's not going to happen. And he said, it's not about him. It's the fact that you is too comfortable. You're not comfortable coming out and being gay, and you don't want people to find out. No, he said, I'm confident in stuff that. It's just I just want to go pro too, and I understand that. I understand it's a sports world. Excuse me. Now it's a little bit more accepting, but it's still kind of an iffy subject to coming out gay and everything. Especially when you do pro and stuff like that, because sometimes people just cut through. It's not too open, accepting as much. It's a little bit more lenient, but it's still kind of guarded in that aspect of you got to keep your mouth shut. Nobody needs to know what you do behind closed doors, what you do behind closed doors. But as long as that we know, it is what it is. But once we know, all that stuff. It may affect the products, it might affect your deals, it might affect the money, all that stuff. People gonna talk about this. We can't have you in the team. It's like their whole life is just thrown in the drain because it's a thing. So I understand how he feels so hesitant and trying to make sure that don't get out. But you gotta live your truth sometimes. I mean, you might get a team that accepting you or something like that. Like I said, it's sports and entertainment. It is kind of taboo to even trying to come out and gay. As long as you keep it shut, we don't know about it. We all good. But as long as you spread it out and you make it public, yeah, people gonna be a little bit more not open as you expect to be in a league. So I understand his frustrations and everything, but I was like, Julie, I was hoping he said, so what do you want? And Drew said, I know what I want. Start kissing him and everything. I said, oh my gosh, Drew, you gonna be so hooked on this little deal, boy. I mean, it's not really a good thing because every little opportunity when you can be public and stuff like that, he gonna draw back to what he did last time in the party when he said, oh, don't hug me, boy. I don't know you like that. All that stuff, and you got in your feelings. So if you're supposed to be the brains behind this business with your family, like, you gotta get that emotions under control with this boy. You gotta keep it self-guarded, whatever. And they're gonna see how that works. Now, Monet saw that Drew was not there. She said, I know this boy. So she said, I know where he at and everything, and I could get him. Like, do you want me to get him or stuff? And she said, good, you got 2 hours. 2 hours come to my house. 2 hours. And I'm not playing. So she went to see Everett. And before that happened, Everett got a text from his tutor. He got an envelope. Oh, what's the name of it? Course Correct. That's his name. The envelope Course Correct, which is study guide. But on top of the study guide is the freaking the contents, the drug stuff. And that's what it is. So when Everett gave Drew the envelope, he looked at it, and he realized that's how Tyreek is moving the product. Because Monet in the last episode, episode 5 before it took a break, she want to know how he's moving his products. Because it's like how he's getting his money, how he's doing so, how he's doing this college and not getting detected. And now Drew realized he found out how they're getting it. So Drew texted Diana it. It told her what's going on. And Diana saw the text and she went to see him and all that stuff. And they talk about it. He doesn't know. Diana worried that Everett knows something more of Drew and one of this business. They behind that business, that drugs, that's folding out. He said he doesn't know. He's not part of it and everything. Now, Diana said, we gotta tell Mom. She said, don't tell her that. Keep it a secret. She don't need to know all that. And she said, no. Nine told her is worse. So we gotta tell her. And he said, no, don't tell her. Everything, it is what it is. She don't need to know that. No, we gotta do it. But she gotta make a stop before she go to the house. And Mom said, you need to get to the house in 2 hours. Now, prompto. So he gotta go. He going to leave. Everyone said he will take a shower, but before he go to the house, he went to take the shower with Everett. I said, okay, boy. So Diana went to see Tyreek. Now, before that happened, let me cut before that. Kane went to go see Tyreek at this college. Because I guess Kane is upset. He want to see what's going on because his mom is glorifying Tyreek. He's not liking it. Everything's getting sloppy. So Braden was in the room. Tracy, he was looking for the products that he had. Tracy knew what their products said and took the product and started selling it for his people. Now, Brandon and Tracy, it was like having a little spat and argument about that. They started tussling on the floor. Kane came in and was looking for Tyreek. He's not there. Now, Braden let out the cat out of the bag and realized that he know Kane. Tyreek talked about Kane and was like, he said, we on the same team and everything. And Kane was like getting suspicious. I was like, what? Well, no, so she took the 2 white boys, who is very prestigious at the school, because their name hold weight. So it's like, Kane, come on now. You should have known you shouldn't have been doing that. But he took it upon himself to threaten them with the gun and everything, took them home so they could sell products. And his old neighborhood, they could identify his car, the products, stuff that he had connection with, the people could identify him. Had Tracy in one corner, had Brandon in another corner. Brandon was doing well in his. He connected. He know how to do his. That he was selling a product. He was doing good. And then Tracy was all scared, ishless. It's like, what is going on here? So it was like, wow. He set him up. And then they got him because Tracy was all getting beat up. They was going to take the product and everything. Got back in the car. Danilo, who Monet was sleeping with, that's the cop friend, who basically is really under the head kingpin, Lorenzo, who's in prison. He got an order under his thing. So I don't know if he knows that Monet and Danilo are sleeping with each other, but I don't think he knows that. But I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. But he got them all under the payroll and under his raps. And Danilo stopped Kane. And basically he knows that's Monet's son, so he cover for him and say, you know you shouldn't have been doing that. You put them in harm risk and everything. You know the heat that gonna come at you. I'm trying to save you and everything, boy. He said, you know my father, you know, I don't know who you are, blah, blah, blah. I was saying, oh, Kane, you're just so upset angry about things. So he said, all right, if the next time you get in trouble, I won't be saving you that much. We get your act together, boy. Get it together. So then Danilo went to talk to Monet. I said, listen, you gotta get this boy under wraps. Like, he's doing the most. He doing craziness. Get him under the wraps because he gonna mess up for everyone. And the Monet said, don't tell me how to talk to my dad. He's not your son. He don't just do all this. That's my son or stuff. That's what he said, you know what? But next time he does something, don't call me. Call the father in prison. So that's what happened. Now, well, Tyreek was going to the room and everything. Remember, before Kane took Tracy and Braden, remember Tyreek told Braden, if anything is trouble, knock the pieces on the board so I know what's going on. So when Kane took Braden and Tracy, he told them to leave their phones. So Braden, he did what he did. He knocked the thing. So they got in the room. Tyreek came to the room. Lottie was all in the room, looking at the book, looking at him stuff, snooping around, and he's suspicious. Right? Why are you in my side of the room? If you were looking for Braden, go to his side. Like, what's going on? Look at his head. So I'm sorry. I waiting for him. He don't call me and all that stuff. I was going on. Do you know who he is? All that stuff. Yada yada yada. That was a cover up so she could snoop on his stuff. And he said no. They started playing chess together. She's asking questions. He trying to be guarded with his questions. She would say, do you know who Braden is? Then we call on the phone. The phone's right there. Now he's shoot. Let's say what's going on. All that stuff. And that's why Diana came to the house. Diana came and they talked. And she confronted him and realized she knows how he's moving the product and everything. He said, oh, it's gone. Then she also thinking that he got Lauren in the room. He trying to be evasive. I don't know why he didn't tell her that it's Braden's girlfriend in there instead of like she's waiting for this guy. She making a whole mess. I don't know why he didn't want to tell the truth, but he said no. He didn't want to say nothing. He said, just trust me that it's not Lauren and all that stuff. How's things going on with y'all too? Just like everybody else. I think you're all different, but you just exactly the same, all that stuff. And I said, girl, don't get your feelings involved. So he said, you gotta tell me. She said, don't tell your mom none of that stuff. She said, listen, what you gotta realize that telling her the lie is not good. Tell her the truth is better. So he said, don't do it. He ain't trying to do it. But she gonna go. She told the mom, and she's not upset about that. She understands what's going on. She understands why he did it. It was kind of smart move in his part for doing that. So, but she would say, listen, you and this boy, you need to end that. And right now, from this day forward, y'all are business partners. And she didn't even like that. She said, oh, well, you going to shame that. Why did you tell me? You think I would stop Tyreek? You think I would shut him down? All that stuff? So he won't continue, so you could continue to be with him? No. He going to continue to do what he's doing. And y'all going to be business partners. So nothing all this romanticism going on. I said, ooh, Monet, shut that down. And I see how Diane going to move from there. So, Monet talked to Kane, and they had a heated argument, going back and forth. And next thing you know, it was getting so heated, Diana and Drew came down. They was arguing, they screaming. They said, I know this business. Your father left me. He's in jail for 25 years. Listen, I ain't getting out. Listen to me on stuff. If you don't like it on stuff, you can get out. You're under my laundry, under my roof. You go do what I say and everything. That's that. So he didn't like that. So Diana was telling Kane to calm down, and he said stop that. And then Monet was trying to stop Kane from going at his sister a little bit, and then he just back elbowed the mom to the floor. I said, ooh, ooh, and that was crazy. So he looked at his mom and said that the mom, Monet, hit her hands off the thing and got up. Of course, she told Lorenzo. So Kane went to talk to his father. I was like, oh, little Bobby Brown speaking a little Spanish, all that stuff, looking cute and everything. Talked to his father and everything. He said, you gotta understand, you gotta listen to your mom. Watch how she run things. So when it's your turn, you can run things yourself and everything. And of course, she told him that he hit him too. So he hugged his son, Kane, and said, listen, you good. You my pop possession. You alright. And then when Kane was leaving, he looked at the guards. And I said, oh, he gonna get his son back for hitting his wife, his mom. I said, wife, Kane mom. They walked him into the thing. Kane saw that they took the camera off, and they started beating Kane up. I said, oh. And then Lorenzo came. He said, and one thing, don't you ever hit my wife again. I said, ooh, snap. Even in prisons, he got pulls. And that's the end of that. But the last thing I want to talk about is how Tasha called Tariq. And she said, do you know anything that how Davis know your connection with this Francis Johnson? All that stuff. Did you tell him anything? How will you know all that stuff? He said, Ma, no, I didn't tell him that. He don't know none connection. You told me to trust him. She said, yeah, I did tell you to trust him and everything. But he said, Ma, everything will be all right. Okay. Don't worry about it. Things will be good. And that's how they ended the thing. But, y'all, that was my power review. This is my first ever power review. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. And if all wells go well with the views and the comments and stuff like that, I will continue. I will continue doing power. I had enjoyed it. Hopefully, y'all got every information. If I missed anything, please put that in the comment section and let's talk about it. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.